Hello students, in this video we are going to discuss about the civics chapter power sharing. There are two ways of running a government. One is a tyranny, in this the power is concentrated in the hands of a leader or a king. On the other hand, the other one is a democracy. In this, the power is delegated at different levels. So, what is power sharing? Now, before you understand why is power sharing so important, let us learn what is power sharing and what are the forms of power sharing. So, let's find out more about power sharing. Before that, let's see story of Belgium. Belgium is a European country with a population of a little over 1 crore. In this country, the ethnic composition is complex. Of the total population, 59% lives in the Flemish region and speaks the Dutch language. Another 40% people live in the Wallonia region and speak French. Remaining 1% of the Belgians speak German. In the capital city, Brussels, 80% people speak French while 20% are Dutch speaking. The French speaking minority community was relatively rich and powerful. This made the Dutch speaking community angry. From the 1950s to 60s, there were tensions between the two communities because of these differences. The story of Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is located south of India. This island nation has a diverse population of 2 crore people. In Sri Lanka, the major social groups are the Sinhala speakers, that is 74%, and the Tamil speakers 18%. Tamils in Sri Lanka were divided into two groups. Sri Lankan Tamils 13%, that is Tamil natives of the country. Indian Tamils 5% came from the came from India during the colonial period as a plantation workers. Sinhala speaking people are mainly Buddhist, while the Tamil speaking people were either Hindus or Muslims. There was even 7% Christians who are both Tamil and Sinhala. Majoritarianism in Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka, the democratically elected government opted for a series of majoritarian policy measures because they desired Sinhala supremacy. Some of the measures taken are: Sinhala was the only official language. The governments followed preferential policies and Sinhala applicants. This made the Sri Lankan Tamil feel alienated. As a result of this, the Sri Lankan Tamils launched parties and began struggles for the recognition of Tamil as an official language. By the 1980s, several political organizations were formed. They demanded for an independent Tamil Eelam, that is, state, in northern and eastern parts of Sri Lanka. All this soon turned into a civil war, thereby causing distress in the nation. Accommodation in Belgium. From 1970 to 1993, the Constitution of Belgium was amended 4 times. The idea was to work out an arrangement that would make everyone to live together. Key elements of the Belgian model are: first one, the number of Dutch and French speaking ministers shall be equal in the central government. Second, certain powers of the central government were given to state governments of the two regions of the country. Third, there was a separate government for Brussels in which both the communities had equal representation. Fourth, there was a provision of community government that was elected by people belonging to one language. So, why power sharing is desirable? Thus, two different sets of reasons can be given in favor of power sharing. Firstly, power sharing is good because it helps to reduce the possibility of conflict between social groups. Since social conflict often leads to violence and political instability, power sharing is a good way to ensure the stability of political order. So, power sharing means the distribution of power among the organs of the government such as the legislature, executive and judiciary. Power sharing helps in achieving the stability of political order. In power sharing, power might even be shared at distinct levels such as union, state and local. modern democracy, power sharing arrangements can take many forms. First one, horizontal distribution of power. In this, the power is shared among different organs of government such as the legislature, executive and judiciary. This type of power sharing is prevalent in India. Second, vertical distribution of power, that is federal government. In this, the power can be shared among governments at different levels. This type of power sharing is prevalent in the USA. Third one, power sharing among different social groups. Power can be shared among social groups such as linguistic and religious groups. For instance, community governments in Belgium. Other types of power sharing. Power sharing is also seen in political parties, pressure groups, and movements control or influence those in power. These are the important points about power sharing. Hope you understand this video. Stay tuned.